Okay, so step one in this look is just to put pink posy all over your eye. I like to work from the outer corner to the inner corner, so you can see you just need a dot, not a lot. A little bit goes a long way. I like using really, really fluffy brushes when I blend this. You can also use your finger though. Don't feel like you can't. You totally can. And I start out using a stippling motion, and that's just to kind of really place the product and press it in. And then I just kind of work it in and blend it out. This stuff blends really, really easily. So this isn't a hard thing to do. This is a look that anyone can do. So I'm just kind of going back and forth, making sure I kind of have the same amount of product, but most of the product is concentrated in this outer part of my eye. Okay, so now I'm switching shadowsense colors to the color Snow. You're not going to want to do this if your eyes are set far apart or if you have really large eyes. You can see I have really, really small eyes and they're set kind of close together. So I'm going to put Snow here and along my brow bone. I really like this brush because I use it like every day, and this is an Eco Tools brush. I think I got this at Target, but it's a two-sided brush. One end is a slant tip, and next I'm going to use that to fill in my brows, and then this end is fluffy, and I always on that fluffy end use a light color like Snow or Whisper Pink or anything, because every day I do lighten up my inner corners. So this is really easy to do. I'm just going to take, you don't have to worry about being extremely neat or anything. And then I'm going to do a line highlighting my brow. And then I just take that brush and work on blending that out to kind of open up and lighten up that area. So, and I do take it under my eye for brightening because I like all the things to do a really bright under eye. So one of the greatest things that you can have handy is a clean brush when you're doing your eyeshadow. When you do two colors like Snow and Pink Posy that have a strong contrast, you can just take that clean brush and sweep it in between the two to give yourself kind of a seamless blend. And then if you always want to make sure that Pink Posy is a little bit more Pink Posy-ish, just keep the brush you use to apply Pink Posy handy and just go back over the area where you want it to look more concentrated. It'll be subtle, but really easy to go back and touch up. Okay, and even though this is a shadowsense tutorial, I do use Black Lash Extend to do my winged eyeliner. It's just the quickest and the easiest thing for me to use. Plus it's a lash serum. At the same time, it's an eyeliner, so I'm doing two things at once. It'll make my lashes 25% fuller and thicker just by regular use. So you can see I do a winged eyeliner. My eyes aren't shaped exactly the same, so I don't obsess over it too much, but I try to get them as close as possible. When you're working with winged eyeliners, with liquid eyeliners, a lot of people try to apply like this, and you're just going to be working against yourself there. Go ahead and just go in like this, and I'll just show you how I do it really quickly. It helps me, I didn't say this, but it helps me to have a mirror to look down into when I'm doing this. So if you've got one of those, then great, that'll make your job way easier. It's really hard for me with my eye shape to do my eyeliner looking straight forward. And this part is kind of the most difficult for me because you can see I have creases and folds here that I'm working around. So I just do my best to smooth those out and just fill that area in. So that's the part that has the finest details for me. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how I fill in my brows using Garnet. I don't always use Garnet shadowsense. Sometimes I use Amethyst shadowsense with my purple hair. Sometimes I use Mocha Java when I want a softer, more natural brow. Mocha Java used to be my all-the-time go-to. Sometimes I'll even use Smoked Topaz, which is like an ashy green color, which is great for those that have really dark hair, even dark brown to black hair. So, and then of course, the blackest of black hairs, very dark, bold brows, you can use Onyx. So, all I do is I take that applicator and I take, again, it's just this double-sided brush that I use snow on one end, and I take and I just get a teeny bit of product on there, and then I just fill in my brows. This is the quickest and the easiest way for me to do my brows. And you can see I really try to use up all the product before getting more, because I like this to look more like a feathered brow than a really harsh, structured, drawn-on brow, which is the look you'll get if you use a lot of product, which is actually kind of in style to do right now. It's just not my personal aesthetic. So I would rather it look a little bit softer. If you want to, you can let it dry for a minute and then comb through your brows with a spoolie brush if you want it to look even more soft. If you want to take this look into a nighttime look, you can take the Garnet and just place it in the very outer corner of your eye and deepen it up right there and keep it in your outer corners, and it will really take exactly what you're wearing into nighttime. It's also pretty to take Garnet and smudge it along your lower lash line. Okay, so I hope the difference between my two eyes shows up on screen, but hopefully you can tell that this one is a bit more cleaned up. That's just because I took the color Candlelight, which is really close to my skin color. Some people might need to use more of the color Sandstone Pearl if you're a little bit lighter complected than me. And just use that to clean up where you don't want your eye makeup to be. And you can see I'm just using my finger. And if you're in a pinch or you're just traveling and you don't want to pack a lot of stuff, you can also use this like a concealer. I'll show you, to cover up the redness on my nose. I just put Candlelight in the corners of my nose, and I'm going to use a concealer brush for this and just blend that out really quickly. So, and I like how long lasting that is, and I like that shadowsense, once you put it on, you have a minute to blend it, a minute to apply it, and then it's set and it stays all day. Alright, and now I'm going to show you how I highlight using shadowsense. I'm sure you can see a difference between how this eye looks bright and this one not so much. I have a natural shadow, kind of like a pocket here on my eye. You can see my finger disappears into that. And I like to downplay that a little bit because it can tend to look like a dark circle. So I take the color Whisper Pink. You can also use the color Pink Frost for this. But anything with soft pinks will counteract dark shadows that you have on your face. And then I just take and pat that in using kind of a stippling motion until it just kind of disappears and softens that area some. You don't want to just put it in that area. You want to make sure you extend it on out so it blends. So I like to kind of do a C along the outside of my eye, following my natural bone structure to highlight and kind of give yourself like a little bit of a facelift and visually lift everything and draw attention to your eyes. And I like to highlight with that there. It's soft, it does the trick, but it's not anything shimmery or distracting. This is a matte color. Another little tip that I'll give you with shadowsense is to use Whisper Pink and to highlight your Cupid's bow area, that area above your lip, and you can just blend this in with your finger, all in this area. That will just make your lips look just a little bit more pouty. So that's something that I like to do. I just used the shade Whisper Pink to highlight my face, which you can use Snow to do too. I just find Whisper Pink blends out more and looks more natural. I think a good highlight and contour don't look like a highlight and contour. They look like your natural face shape. I am kind of over contouring, to be perfectly honest with you. I think people took it way too far. I think it's a cool trick to have to pull out every now and then. I don't think it's something that's necessary every day. And I just think people take contouring really, really too far. The shade Mocha Java makes a really nice contour shade if you want to accent your cheekbones or anything like that. That all comes down to aesthetic. I'm not doing that today, but you can see that I do have on blush. For my blush, I just use the same color I used on my eyes, Pink Posy, and all you have to do is just a dot of product, just really, really tiny. And I like using a fluffy brush to blend that out. And that is what I did for my blush. The Senegence blushes are fantastic, the blush scents, but here again, if you're on the road traveling and you don't want to take up a lot of room in your makeup bag or anything, the shades I've used don't take up a lot of room at all. I actually might put them all together and let you see to give you an idea of how much space this would take up. Okay guys, and to give you a good visual of how much space that takes up, this is all the shades that I used today in this tutorial. So this is Whisper Pink, which I used to highlight and brighten up my eyes. This is Garnet that I used on my eyebrows. This is Pink Posy that I used on the outer corner of my eyes and also as my blush. This is Snow that I used on my inner corners and my brow to highlight. And this is Candlelight that I used to clean up after doing my eye makeup. And you could get a lot of different looks from these shades. If you want to add in the eyeliner, like here again, that doesn't take up a lot of space. And this will give you a lot of versatility. So just have a good concealer, a good foundation, your skincare prep, and this, and you're good to go. So I popped on some fake eyelashes. I do personally like fake eyelashes. Again, that's a matter of aesthetic. I just feel very glamorous with them on, and I like them a lot, and I'm a little bit on the tacky side. So if you want to just use mascara with this look, you are welcome to. I really like this look because you can wear it with browns, you can wear it with reds, you can wear it with pinks, you can wear it with anything. Even though it does have the Pink Posy color and it is rosy, the rose tone is really neutral and works across the board with anything. Yesterday, I wore this look with the color Brick, which is an earth tone red, and today I'm going to wear it with Apple Cider. And here's the finished look with Apple Cider Lip Scents and Sand Gloss. But like I said, this really works with any color. I'm really excited for you guys to try this and let me see it on you when you do. And if you have any questions at all, my name is Whitney. Just let me know.